It is very important when you hear the Word of God, when you don't understand something, that you don't fight against it, but that you let it remain in your heart, that you make it a matter of prayer, that you pray over this so that it gets a chance to get a grip in your heart. Otherwise, now this is the word of the Lord himself, it's going to be stolen away from you. It's possible, if you have this indifferent attitude, you hear the word of God, you may even think it sounds fairly good, but you take a passive attitude toward it. If you try to look for it after a time, you'll discover it isn't there. Now, this is one of the great problems, I think, with most people, actually, in listening to sermons. They do not remember what they hear. You check on yourself. This is a very embarrassing thing to a preacher if he starts checking on people who have listened to him. If he asks them, even at the end of a service. I've done it sometimes. I don't do it very much because I'd rather not get embarrassed too that often. But if you check, it'd be a good idea, why don't you check on each other after a service this morning or some other time, just ask, what was it that he preached about? And see how much the person retains. If you postpone your questioning half a day, like tonight, ask yourself the question, or ask others the question, what was that sermon about this morning? Now, of course, I am bringing this fact to your particular attention, so you're going to try to hang on to it so that if somebody does ask you, you're going to try to retain something that you can give back. But normally, do you hang on to it? You remember somebody is around trying to steal it away from you. So, now, this, I believe, is a real responsibility with us who preach, that we should try to get the word out in such a way that people understand it. Many times, the reason you hear a foggy sermon is that it's foggy in the mind of the preacher.